members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. I was going to come on at 6:30 and I looked at the chart and I decided, you know what? I've got to come on and at least lead this into the close. And I wanted to come on during the volatility because, to be honest, XRP continues to try to signal this 10% rally. We came up initially here to just over 51 cents. Initially have this rejection at 505. In standard operating procedure, if you ask me, we need to get this retest now. After hitting this resistance, get the retest here now at 492. And if we could get a successful retest, this could lead us up and out here, up to that 54-cent mark. Now, I don't know if Kat's going to be here this evening, but she did send me a beautiful thing with the wick-off accumulation, and it leads right into how we're talking about this relief rally. Hers shows it all the way to 56 cents, which makes a lot of sense, especially with how this target is coming up into this 54 cent. If it comes up, obviously, it would be close. But for anybody who's here right now already, I want to share what Kat sent because I think it's pretty interesting with XRP, because if you look at the wick-off accumulation, she's got us basically about to come up here where it comes up to about 56 cents or close to it. She shows it kind of the way I have it signaled up to about 54.6. But then it comes down to make this head here, and that's about 422, which I find very interesting because we all know the pattern formation calls for that drop to 42.20 when we go bearish, if we do. So I think it's pretty interesting. Hold on, my door stayed open somehow. Sorry about that. That was my screen door. I must not have latched it shut. So I think that's pretty interesting. And if it does shake out like this, you could see this big W forming as well. So we've got to watch this possibility playing out, or this scenario to be playing out, because I really do think it makes a lot of sense when you look at it in regard to how our pattern is suggesting it would come up there. And then even if we have a breakdown, the double bottom, it makes a lot of sense because this is very well could just be a relief rally. That's why I keep calling it a relief rally. So if it comes up, comes through, gets a rejection there, and then it comes down, where was this, 42.25 area, swings out, you could see that possibly playing out here. So that's with the wick-off accumulation. And Kat, I appreciate you sending that. I don't know how many people are actually watching right now. We'll get into the audience and all that good stuff. I've got 41% on my tablet, so that should get me straight through 805, 810 area. So we're going to be watching XRP here as we're looking. I like to come on in the moments of action. And today I was going to, and I was like, oh, and I did the oh shit moment, because right when I was going to come on, we started to put in this, that's considered a gravestone candle, in my opinion, in the 30, which showed some bearishness at the top. So now the likelihood is we're going to come back here and try to retest the pattern breakout. So right now, XRP is trying to signal a breakout, right? And that would be a hold here and then a push back up. And you confirm it by holding this at 508. That's the rising channel resistance. It's a multi-year rising channel that broke down. And you can see this in higher time frames. So we have to pay attention to this. Those blue lines are the three technical targets. There's two to the downside, two to the top side. And yeah, you would have a much bigger one to the top side if we break bullish. Fortunately, we already have it. It's 91 cents. So there's a big differential here. Actually, it's not. It's like 74. That's the top resistance. 74 would be out of here. So it's between 72 and 74, depending on where we're at. So, but this is the rising channel resistance. I know we can say we're in a wedge, but we've shown very promising, it's very promising when you look at it as structure here, because every time we broke up, we respected this resistance and support. Even if it took a couple days, we went up, but this was resistance, back down to support, even to support, resistance. Even when we broke up, it eventually came through here, back through, came through here, and it's still respected as resistance. Support holds here, resistance still plays an effect here. And now as it came back through, initially, just like we initially broke up, now we're initially breaking down. However, we're trying to get back over this 508 level, which today we haven't been able to do just yet and hold. But that's what we're trying to do here. Now, it looks like a sneaky mini bull flag could have formed here, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we don't fall overtly bearish here. This is absolutely a reversal candle here in the 3 hourly. So we're going to see some interesting move here to go into the weekly candle. But as long as this structure holds up, we're still looking at a nice bounce here. Let's put it down here now in case it does consolidate a little bit longer. I still think it's about, so it should be around 50. That might be a little too far down. Maybe right in there. What if it does it by, that's Saturday. Okay, we'll go by Saturday until it passes it up. If it passes it up. What is going on here, Trading View? You can't pick this up. So 53.85. So we'll see, because you have to keep reestablishing what that resistance is, so you don't get caught off guard as it continues to move. But still, if you look at this in like the 2 hour perspective, this 2 hourly's what it's actually targeting. It's actually targeting that retest of the 200-day resistance, because it's resistance right now because we're underneath it. We haven't been able to get above and hold it in quite some time. So that's what I'm looking at there for XRP. And then if we look at it a little bit deeper with XRP, we still have this cup and handle formation that is very much relevant. We're just possibly coming up to a rejection. That's why it's so important to break back up. And we know that 508 is very important. We got the weekly candle close looming in about 48 hours. So we really want to be above 508 in 48 hours. So basically what I'm telling you, if you are watching me right now on this Friday evening at 7:13 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is you need XRP to be over 50. Let's see where it's at in current times. 508 on the weekly candle close, and this will be nothing but 2 wicks that were below the handle support, but the bodies are still within the candle. I mean, within the candle body still within the handle. So this would actually be very bullish still. Remember, the wick tells the lie, the body tells the story, or the truth. The wick is what gets everybody to fall out. It's that fake bravado. They get people on the wicks, but the truth lies within the candle body. Always remember that. And right now, the candle body's telling us a slightly different story than the wick. Especially if it does have a close back within the handle. This could have been a very nice consolidation. But even if it breaks back up there, we got a lot of room that we would have to break to get past the first resistance up here. You'd have to get past 604. Ultimately past the handle resistance up here at 703. And then you have technical targets above. The technical target's still around $1.20. So that's on a break up. On a breakdown, you could find yourself as low as 2 cents. But obviously there's a lot that would have to happen. XRP's within this long leg doji right now within the 3 hourly. It's pretty easy to see. So it's indecisive right now. Indecisive. So I wouldn't expect it to close anywhere different than where it's at right now. Somewhere between 4.97 and 50.5 cents. But I would see it more towards the 50-cent line probably. And then if this is showing us that we're weak right now, it's simply showing us that we're likely going to retest that. How far down? That's not the right chart, but it'll show us, whoops, a retest. Let's go to the other chart of this breakout support now on this short-term pattern. We're trying to show breakout support, and it's going to be to retest this breakout as support. That's right around 493. So if you're asking me if you're trying to take a shot this weekend, I'd be targeting 49.3 cents. In fact, that's where my target is going to be. If it comes down to 493 on a quick wick, and I'm not talking about leverage, I'm talking about a spot trade, because I'm still trying to fill this trade out here with that about $3,900 here on BITUNIX. I'm trying to build it up a couple $100 here. And if I did buy this, I'd be looking for 493, 494 area. And then there wouldn't be a lot of leverage room here as far as how long would I hold this. Because even this gap down here is too big for me. That 3.3% is not what I'm looking for. So I'm looking at it. I'll go into the daily time frame. I'll see how it looks after this candle. Because right now it's still another indecisive candle. And actually, if it starts down here, it's going to start out a little weak in the daily candle. So there's a lot of reasons to watch this going into the close right now to see if there's a trade to be taken, because it is hinting still at a move possibly up to that 54 cent mark. But with the Bitcoin halving looming, we don't know what the hell kind of volatility we're going to have coming into tomorrow. So I think leverage is very dangerous, long or short right now. If you know what you're doing, obviously, if that's what you want to do, I can't tell you otherwise. I'm just some asshole on YouTube. I'm not a financial advisor. But just from my personal experience, these are the times to be very careful on leverage and try to keep in the spot. And like I've said many times over, a lot of people get excited when they only lose $100 on a $3,000 trade in leverage because they got out quick, or maybe it's only $200 if they have a big trade. But why not just throw that money towards a spot trade, and then instead of losing what you're liquidated on or whatever the case may be, you can start building. Yeah, at first it might only be a couple $100, but as you start making profit, then you start to actually see those same gains that end up being much larger gains down the road. So with that being said, if you are watching, please make sure to hit that like button. I would greatly appreciate that, as it'll help my content push through the analytics. It'll help YouTube recommend my content, and the live especially here. And that means that newer, older viewers, they'll be able to find the content simply by scrolling through their YouTube feed, and it'll pop up through the news feed. So I thank everybody tuning in, especially the members of Tom's Army. Good evening, 7:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, April 19th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So we've got, wow, 91 people here on this Friday evening. I really appreciate that. I do, more than most can even imagine. If you are tuning in, please hit that like button, as we got about half the folks hitting the like button. Let me go through the comments very quickly here. Very quickly. And if you do appreciate what I do, the time served, consider joining Tom's Army or sending one YouTube super chat per month if you would. A lot of people I'd love to see in Tom's Army in the audience right now. But we're building, we're ever growing, we're ever growing. Nick, welcome in. Thanks for that early like. James, welcome. Please tell me 5095 and we'll sell. I've got my short in from 5 and we'll sell 493. Remainder will hold until confirmation, confirmed direction. Hey, that's like, I like that area, 493, real talk. JW, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 1 year with the I may be too far away from the Wi-Fi. Oh, really? Is something wrong with that? Does it look bad? I don't know. I don't know. Well, I'll have to wait to see if it cleared itself up, but hopefully it doesn't look so bad. 1 hour away for the Bitcoin halving. Oh boy. Is it still blurry? Because when I'm looking on my phone, it doesn't look blurry. It doesn't look blurry to me. Oh, it's his Wi-Fi. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I misread that. I just wanted to make sure everybody could see me. All right, James, welcome in. George, thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Corey, John, Albert, Jeff, Alan, welcome in. Adam, good evening. Yes, the Bitcoin halving is 1 hour away, so it's going to be very interesting to see how we end up on this close. John Page, good morning, 9:20 a.m. there in Australia. Welcome in, my friend. I really appreciate that, mate. Jeff Smith says 7 blocks remain. Wow. We are closing in on it. We are closing in. G Business, welcome in. All better Tom picture is perfect. Thank you for that, Albert. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I think it's pretty incredible that there's 92 people here on this Friday evening, even with the bearishness that we've been experiencing. But I'm very optimistic here going into the weekend. I'm looking for an opportunity. With this Bitcoin having the fact that we dumped going into it and not the opposite way around, I want to see if we do either have the ability to sustain this area. But whoever took that short out at 509 is brilliant. That's such a perfect spot, because that 508 is a resistance, and that's a perfect spot to short it that first time around to see if we could hold the back test at 493. Whoever said that, I can't remember who it was. That's an absolutely spot on and beautiful short. Another thing we need to talk about here as well, as we'll talk about how an XRP, the price soared about a little bit over 50 cents as a whale moves 62 million tokens. So we'll have to learn about that. And then Bitcoin halving. See if there's any stories that have popped up here in the last couple hours. 26 minutes ago, here's where you can catch the Bitcoin halving live. I'm holding a private Bitcoin halving party online starting 6 blocks before the 804. Ooh. Let's see. No, FE for life. You haven't missed anything yet. You haven't missed anything yet. But I want to read through this very quickly. The only thing we're looking at right now, FE for life, if you're looking, the only thing we're missing, or not you've missed, is the fact that we're watching to see, because we've got the early rejection here after this quick retest up. And now if we're going to hold, we have to back test and approximately hold that 493 area. So if we hold that, we could possibly have a push out. But again, it looks a little bearish here on that 4-hour candle, in my opinion. It looks like it's a little uncertain here. So, but the Bitcoin halving's about 8 o'clock as it turns out. It'll be right around the close here this evening. So if I go on YouTube, Bitcoin halving live. I don't really want to see analysis. I just want to see the countdown. Oh, here we go. Michael Saylor.
Stand by to assist with any concerns or queries regarding the transaction process, providing an extra layer of assurance and support. In light of these comprehensive security measures, participants...
So, we'll see what's going on in that front in just a minute. But Michael Saylor's talking. It says the Bitcoin halving confirmed.
Security protocols in the industry. This giveaway dedicated to the Bitcoin
What the fuck
halving.
Is this? I'm not looking at no stupid... I'm not watching a fucking giveaway. I want to see what they're talking about.
If you make this video your phone's wallpaper, all you gotta do is upload the video to TikTok.
Going to the given
That's
address
what he's
on
gonna...
our site.
Okay. Well, we'll check back in on the Bitcoin halving, but I'm not going to watch him talk about a giveaway bullshit. I don't care about that. That's AI nonsense. So we're not going to watch that. The fact there's 68,000 people watching, that's absurd. Absolutely absurd. So let's read this very quickly, then we'll get back into the halving and what's going on with XRP's price. So XRP price soared to 50 cents as whale moves 62 million tokens. What's next? XRP price regained its momentum and jumped to 50 cents amid market volatility and a significant whale moving nearly 62 million XRP to crypto exchanges, sparking speculation. Again, they seem to be loading a lot onto the exchanges, which leads me to be a little weary here after that move to 54 or 56 cents. And FE4 Life, yeah, there's one thing you missed. Kat sent me this. She, with the wick off accumulation, you can see right now we're basically where that little white up is, and that puts us between 54 and 56, and then it looks like we come back down to a head, and that would also support what you were saying, my friend, with what you thought was going to happen with Bitcoin here coming forward, because that could very well lead to the double bottom there as well. So there's a lot to be paying attention to here. In a striking turn of events, the XRP price has once again captured the attention of investors as it experiences a surge to around 50 cents amid broader market volatility. Notably, this resurgence comes alongside positive movements in major cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. However, a notable development has emerged with a single whale depositing a staggering 62 million XRP in exchanges. Into exchanges, prompting speculation across the crypto community. The XRP price has been on the investors' radar lately, with the market participants eagerly awaiting the final outcome of the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit. Notably, the ongoing legal debate has been one of the hottest topics in the crypto market lately. However, amid this, the recent whale transactions seem to have shifted the focus of the traders. Meanwhile, the recent surge in the XRP price coincides with a significant transfer by a single whale who transferred 62 million XRP across 2 crypto exchanges. According to reports from Whale Alert, the whale associated with wallet you can see in front of you, executed 2 transactions, each involving millions of XRP. Notably, the first transaction saw 31.45 million XRP, valued at approximately 15.82 million, being sent to the BITSO exchange shortly after the same whale transferred 30.61 million XRP. Wow, that is freaking ridiculous, dude. It's like 15 is my speed limit down here. That guy's got to be doing 50. Worth around 15.4 million to Bitstamp exchange. These sizable movements have ignited discussions within the crypto community, with various theories circulating regarding the intent behind the transactions. So the market reaction and price movement. As news of the whales transaction spread, speculation regarding their motives, here I'm going to like this relaxation too if anybody would care to join, intensified in the cryptocurrency market. While some view the move as a straightforward sell-off, others speculate on Ripple potential involvement, given the wallet's apparent connection to the company. This has led to contrasting theories, with some suggesting it could be a strategic move by Ripple to support its cross-border payment initiative. However, amid these developments, the XRP futures open interest has experienced a notable decline, dropping by 3.71% to 505.45 million, CoinGlass data showed. This decline reflects the ongoing uncertainty surrounding XRP's future trajectory and investor sentiment during the market fluctuations. Meanwhile, as the XRP market continues to evolve, investors remain vigilant, closely monitoring both price movements and significant transactions like those initiated by the mysterious whale, with speculation. He fell asleep? He always falls asleep during my lives, usually. Even if I'm not inside now? He did. Well, he did a lot today. We went to the park. He got to play in the water, too. It's been a good day for him. With speculation rife and market dynamics constantly shifting, the coming days are poised to offer further insights into the trajectory of XRP and the broader cryptocurrency landscape. As of writing, the XRP price soared 1.72% to 49.83 cents. It's up about 3/4 of a cent. Well, it might be about 50.2, 50.1. We'll check in a minute. With its trading volume over the last 24 hours rising 3.44% to 1.93 billion. However, despite its recent gains, the crypto has lost nearly 16% over the last 30 days, while noting a weekly loss of about 18%. So that's what we're looking at with XRP when it comes to that side of town. XRP is at 50.2 cents. Somehow I deleted, well, I didn't delete it, but we know what happens in trading view. So we're looking at that right there. So right now we've got the Bitcoin halving very close here at Looms. Does anybody know how many blocks are left in the Bitcoin halving right now? And you know, this could either be a W reversal starting, or this could be a drop starting. It's hard to say, because we do have that death cross. We're below resistance. ATK, welcome in, my friend, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for over 6 months with the XRP predictor. George, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. What does anybody know about Gary against the golden 1.2 million XRP? I don't know. Gary Gensler bought XRP whale. I was trying to read that comment. I'll read it when it comes back around. Suing them, but he will never be held accountable. Only poor people get in trouble with the law. That is true. What? Who? Oh, so Julie just advised me how smart civilization is. So outside of the Trump hearing, a guy lit himself on fire to make a statement. I mean, nothing says light yourself on or make a statement like simmering yourself. I mean, seriously. So he decided to become, I don't know, charbroiled. But that seems pretty ridiculous. Last 2 bull runs, Bitcoin declined for 1 to 2 weeks after the halving, then blast off. It sure did. The only difference is this is the first time where Bitcoin went to a new all-time high before. But you can see there could possibly be a reversal developing here. You could see a possibility here. This is my first halving. What is there to expect? And also, what happens if the block is left and the countdown is 0? Well, I mean, the block will be finish pretty much simultaneously to when it says 0. So, but what's expected to happen? I mean, everybody's expecting it to pump hard, but typically it dumps 30 to 40 something percent after 23 to 38% after the halving, I think is the number. On average, 30%. But we've also never gone to all-time highs before the halving itself, so that's the interesting part about this. Like, we don't really know what to expect. Right now, if you get a rejection here, the technical target can be as low as 49,537. And I say as low because that's the technical target out of this busted bull flag if it failed. But you also have this broadening wedge that could hold as support at 57,000 area. This halving is different, Tom. It sure is. It sure is different. And we've got, as we know, the Hong Kong or somebody over there with their Bitcoin ETF going live right about the same time as this, as it over the last day or so. Oh no, this is not the, this would be the, that's why I keep saying this is accumulation now all of a sudden. We could pump very hard. And like, here's the thing, like XRP's been building for this. This should be a beautiful moment in time for XRP when it finally is set and done. You sent a super chat 2 days ago, George. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I don't know if it was on the live or separate. If it was separate and I missed it, I apologize. But yeah, so we're trying to see how this plays out. In 28 minutes here on the daily close, I want to see what XRP does. Is it going to come down to 494? Yeah, any of the ISOs. The ISO tokens, the Internet of Things tokens are up on that same level. I'm going to be honest. Same exact playing field as the ISO tokens. But that's just being real. But that's definitely for that's the next chapter here. XRP in the 30 though has a golden cross here. In the 30 minute it has a golden cross. We had a nice liquidity candle. That's actually a nice one that you could have got in on if you so chose. But we need to see if it does hold this as well. So, but there is a golden cross in the 30 minute. Hourly, we've recrossed back over here in a nice fashion. On our way to try to push up here and try to retest that 200-day. The 50 came back through the 100. Or the 20 came back through the 100. Right here looks like a big reversal on the 2 hourly though. That's a very indecisive candle. And this leads me to believe that we're going to start off bearish to start the next candle. And the daily, not necessarily that the entire daily is going to be bearish, but the next 2 hour candle is going to be more engulfing to the downside if this isn't careful. Now we're trying to make a little bit of a play here. So as long as we can get up to like stay in this area, maybe it won't be so bad. But this is definitely a very hesitant candle. It's a reversal style candle. And anything under 504 is going to start engulfing to the downside. You really want to be over 504 and as close to 51 or 508 as you can get. James, thank you so much for the $9.99 donation, the first super chat of the night. I greatly appreciate that. James's first YouTube super chat during the lives. I greatly appreciate that. Wow, we actually have 112. I can't believe it. Thank you, Tom. You're one of the best at TA I've ever seen. I'm the one that shorted at 5095. Ooh, I want to finish reading this. Let's see how this plays out. My thoughts are back test, then off to 54 cents over the next few days. That's exactly what I'm looking forward to. If it hits that 493, 494 and stays, it looks like that's what we want. Just be careful here, though, obviously, if you're on a leverage short or long, everybody, because there's high risk involved here. It's going to take some tolerance as well. But James, I know, is a seasoned veteran, as it sounds like. You wouldn't have been able to make that play at 508, 509, and then know that target if you weren't. So I actually appreciate that, seeing somebody making that play. I myself am looking for this back test, because after this halving, I was a little nervous that even if we're going to get a push up, we would get some kind of shuffle here. And we had a big push up earlier. We were up, what, 3,000 points almost. We were approaching that Well, not 3,000, 2,000 something. We were approaching, well, maybe it was like 2,500 because we're getting closer to 66K again. But we can see, in the 2 hourly, Bitcoin is very sneakily putting in a bottoming pattern if it holds. Can we see this? Heck yeah, FE4 Life, that's what I like. Oh, FE4 Life, by the way. I subscribed. I seen you have like 26 subscribers. I didn't even know you had a channel. It looks like it's newer. You can share that in the chat. You've been helping out the community. If anybody wants to go, he's been showing like XRP from 50x long perspectives and like the future side of it. If you're looking at futures trading, share that in here. I know you're not being superimposed or imposive, but I just remember that just now. George, $5 super chat. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate that. I just sent another one and it doesn't show, but I did get charged for. Well, I don't know why it's not showing you. That's pretty interesting. Well, I thank you for the $5 super chat again. Some people that it hasn't showed, a couple days later, they get refunded for it for some reason. I have a nice beard. Yeah. This is just like the old hair. I told everybody that I wasn't going to cut my hair back in July of last year until XRP got to $1. And I just turned 40 in December, so I figured, you know, my hair actually looks pretty good, so I can't lie. You know, that's one thing I appreciate, because my dad, you know, doesn't have the full head of hair. Old Vincenzo is going on him. But last July, I told everybody that I wouldn't cut my hair until XRP at $1. It's been 10 months. And my goatee, I only have Julie rounded if it gets too uneven, but I haven't cut that either in any sense. Yep, the 40 plus club, my friend Jeff. Oh, you know, honestly, I embrace getting older every year because I know it's a gift. I see so many that are younger than me that are passing away at such an alarming rate. And even growing up, I seen it happening all around me because of the drug epidemic we dealt with here around. Heroin was a big one. Tom, you have no foul play. Oh yeah, FE4 Life, yeah. FE4 Life, he's the one doing the live trade. Yeah, futures trading. Tom, TRB, please, if you can, for a second. I don't even know what TRB is, to be honest. And somebody asked what I'm smoking. This is, what kind is this? Oh, Bermuda Triangle, it's called, ironically. It's the Bermuda Triangle. I don't know, though. There's a chance that Bitcoin is putting in a bottoming formation here in the short term. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, if this can actually roll out of here. Or if it does have to break all the way down to here or even touch here. Because look at what this is doing now. This is where it gets scary if you're looking as a Bitcoin. If you're looking for the long, if it breaks down. FE4 Life, remember what we talked about? Remember what you showed on the chart? And, you know, we've been talking about this inverted, how that could form. You even showed a diagram. Remember this? What if it does come down and do something weird and start to bounce out? Maybe not even to 49.5, but what if it starts to do something like that? I'll have to look it up, TRB. I've never even heard of it. Or ATK. I've never even heard of TRB. Current setting up for XRP. If we can stay in the handle, it should surge some, but you know, we've got to not break down in the short-term setting, where if we break down from here, this is a multi-year channel that we broke down out of, and this is what we've come to. So we would like to say, because we're in this cup and handle, it could maintain bullishness, but there is no guarantee that this handle is going to hold, for the fact that we've been under it for so long. It's quite unusual to stay under it for so long, but at the same time, it looks like a small bull flag, as we've been saying the last couple of days, formed for XRP. That should get us near the 54 cent level. I'm going to go get my heavier jacket. It's getting a little colder out right now, and I still got about 25 minutes. I want to keep talking. There we go. Just had to warm up here just a little bit. Wow, 119 people here now. So, but I'm pretty optimistic here that if we can hold this, and we did have that drop down. So even though it didn't hit 493, now we have to wonder if in any way these wicks end up playing out at 496, if that's as far as it's coming down. But we'll see. We'll see, because there's a real chance here. Oh, this could have pulled more bullish on this 2-hour candle. Now it's looking more like a long leg doji here. I mean, a gravestone doji here. I don't think it's a spinning top. That's an interesting one. This is definitely coming to an interesting close here on this Friday evening. Very interesting here. Can't even keep it in the higher time frame because that's such a short-term pattern. Yep, that's what I was talking about. The Hong Kong ETF, that's another variable. Going live right around this halving, that could be a catalyst for it once again to do something here. The one thing that's rather alarming here with XRP, if we don't start to break in a good fashion, look at the RSI though, that's kind of in a falling channel. This needs to break down to the bottom very quickly here. Otherwise, we could reverse back up, which is a bearish move. Oh, yeah, tonight. Hey, Coffee, thank you so much for the great show. I appreciate that. I was going to say that I'm just kind of just going with the flow tonight. I don't really have a lot more I want to talk about except for watching the price action this evening. That's why I came on later. And I think FE4 Life, I'm going to have a lot of fun watching your station too if you do all the futures trading, because I got no problem going in solidarity if there's some trades that I like to see. And seeing that you're going to be on, I seen you were on there for about 4 hours yesterday, so you were definitely dedicated. At least in the stream I seen. So, and actually, you know, it's refreshing to see somebody from the community who's doing that I've actually talked to. It ended up going 12 hours. Wow. That's awesome. Hey, that's dedication right there. I also seen, I think he was eating pizza at one point too, so he's living his best life. XGP, welcome in, and thanks for being in Tom's Army for 2 months with the Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. And Stanley, if I didn't say it, thank you for being in Tom's Army for over 2 years with the XRP 589 Moon Badge. And we'll get back to reading that the amendments or the new proposal that's put into place for the Stablecoin Act probably tomorrow. But today I wanted to talk more about just the price action because it's important in the Bitcoin having that looms. So let's go back to YouTube and see if we can find anything reputable. Holy fuck. I thought I was safe with 4.5x leverage at 59 cents. Then Iran liquidated me for $60,000. And now I literally have nothing anymore for coming born. Can't live with myself. Oh my goodness. That is, and I don't want that to go in vain because that's very honest. That's very honest. That is the true risk. That is the true risk of leverage trading it. And that's only at 4.5x. That's heartbreaking to read though. That's it's going to take time to rebuild that, but it's not impossible. I've seen people do worse and end up out ahead. I know it sounds crazy, but we have. Let's see if this guy's got anything of value here.
Ram Truck Month is back with deals to fuel your next
on purpose or not.
What the fuck is this?
It looks like
I just want to see the
We've got
blocks.
the exact same questions being asked here. And actually,
See, nobody can just do it realistically. I just want to see it live, damn it. Does anybody know where the blocks are at? I know I seen it on one of my things. That's true, GDH. That's actually very true. There's 4 blocks left now. Holy moly. Fuck's this guy?
Happy having.
Happy having, dude.
I'm excited too. That's why I came on. I didn't want to come on earlier because technically my live would have already been over, but I wanted to be on during this. We are picking up a little bit here. No, I know, GDH. I know. But I mean, it is. You definitely, it's definitely, it's tough. Miss Vicky, welcome in, love. And I read your message, and I'm glad to see that you're pushing through the one that you commented earlier. And it's got to be difficult. Just the way you were describing it, being right-handed and having that with your shoulder and arm and stuff, it's not easy. I'm glad to see you here. You also lift my spirits, too, just like many others. You've been praying for love, ATK. See, that's why I think it's, we're building something special here. But that's why I always tell people, we don't know what everybody's dealing with. So if we can bring that positivity and the love and the unity instead of the negativity and the hate. That's why the ones who come in and hassle people, they might think they're just being funny or, you know, hecklers. But you don't know sometimes when people are at their wits' end. It's, I'm just saying. And that's not all the suicide and all this. I'm being serious mentally, from a mental standpoint. GDH, love is the only way. It's the only way. If you have love in your heart instead of hate, you see the real. You can see opportunity too. Something's lingering here. Something's lingering. We're looking for, yeah, anywhere between 54 and 40. Well, let's put this back because it's bounced off here as of right now. Where was this at? Came off right here as of right now. So if we put it from there, we're looking, it's a little, like 54, just about 54 cents. And then up to 50, it's up here. It's up at like 56.4. If we look at the wick off, the accumulation, Kat sent us this, which is beautiful. And in this white area where the price action didn't breach past yet, that's where we're working on that upward part right there. And then it's suggesting that we should have a pullback for the springboard. And that would be the double bottom. And we do have a technical target down there, which makes it very interesting that this could play out just like this. So 42.2. And if we look at the potential on a drop down here, the technical target's 42.75. But, you know, it's ever evolving because that was right there. So it's more looking like a break up instead of a breakdown at this point. But it looks like, to me, like we've been saying, and you got to pay attention because it really looks like there was a bull flag drop within a much larger possible bear flag. But all that means is you would exhaust this, and then even if bearish, you come up here, and then you could come back down and do what you got to build out of here. And then if it's ultimately going to be a gigantic W reversal like that, then it could do that. But you would still have to exhaust this. That's why, until further notice, I keep calling this a relief rally. I don't know how long it can last, but it seems to be some kind of relief rally. But I don't want to get too excited here yet because until you break over that 5-0. So the other logical spot along this would be if you break and hold 508. Whoops. 508. If that breaks and holds, that would be the confirmation. So a lot of people won't take the long out at 493. They will actually do it at that rising channel resistance right when it acts as support, because then they know that's the springboard up. Once this breaches and it shows this as a new layer of support at 508, that opens up the door to the last leg of this, about 6.69%. So on a leverage trader standpoint, they're looking for the confirmation, and that's exactly what you would get on a hold at the rising channel. And then it's endless. It doesn't mean it has to stop there. That's just the minimum move we're looking for is 6.69%. Whoops. On a hold at 508. How did I even delete that? That doesn't even make sense. But at 508, and that's not that color because we know that oh, was that the rising channel I deleted? Whoops. Well, we're going to definitely have to put that back. Otherwise, it's going to look weird. Whoops. Oh, FE4 Life created, and I was going through it. He actually created us a Telegram for the community. He actually created us a Telegram for the community if anybody's interested in trying it out. And he put a lot of work into it. I mean, Discord. What am I talking about? A Discord for the community. And he put a lot of work into it. A lot of work into it, actually. No. The halving has... It's about to happen. A few blocks away still. 4 blocks. Okay, still 2 hours away. Fantastic. I think you can. You should be able to post the link. I don't have any I don't think there's a restriction against you doing it. I don't know. You might have to check. Why am I having such a hard time focusing on this right now? I can't seem to focus on where I want to put this. It's such a big pattern. I'm trying to figure out... because I had it in such a strategic way. Well, we know it's 50 cents right there, but still, 50 point... It's such a strategic spot here, though, because this is honestly... This is such a make it or break it area. It is. This is such a make it or break it area. It's almost like, I wonder if we could refine it. Nah, we don't ever want to refine it at this juncture. Sorry, every time it takes me a sec because I gotta wait for the comments to go through. But there's a lot of comments. How do we get onto your Discord so we can chat? FE4 Life, you can't share it, you said? Interesting. Let me look here real quick. I'm trying to figure out where this link is at. Or what is do you have like the name of it you could drop in here for the Discord? Or send me a link. Can you send me a link in my, I feel like you already sent me a link, but why won't it show me it? Yeah, send me a link in my email, FE4Life. If you send me an email with the link, I'll share it on here for everybody to go in there so we can talk. Because you did an incredible job, and it's actually... You did a real service for the community with the way you did it. You actually spent a lot of time on it. I can tell that right away. I think XRP's and now I want to look at it like this now too. So I'm looking at these wicks. So let's see where this puts this at. Oh, I like this even better now. 51.6. Okay, see? Now we're talking, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're talking. Now that I was forced to redo that, I pulled it out into a slightly farther out part of the uptrending support. And that puts this resistance. Now we can see the real channel here, or the real area that's formed. So that 508 is important. But now we've got room up here to 516 or 518. 518. So 508 and then 518. Hold on, let me put this 508 back up here. 508. And then get on top of that, and we should go to 516 no problem. or I mean 518, 519, and then once you're on top of that, you boost up to 54. So this is a layered move. But look at that V-shaped recovery and the back test that's trying to happen. Oh, beautiful. And I'm very excited that somebody took the initiative to do this, because I know a lot of people can get into the Discord a lot easier than Telegram. And the fact that somebody from the community did this actually makes me very happy. So this is FE for life. So, and it's, I think it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. It actually forced me to re-download my my Discord for the first time in a long time. So I'm interested to see this, how this plays out. And yeah, he opened anybody in Tom's army. So this is or not Tom's army, open for anybody in the community. For anybody who watches, anybody who wants to talk, anybody who just, I'll be in there too. But I think it's cool that he took the initiative. I just do. Because it actually, it takes the control out of my hands. Like, it takes the responsibility, I should say. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm gonna have to do this. Shit. All right, anyhow, I'll do it when I get off the air though. It's making me do that whole registration nonsense and everything. So anyhow, going into the close here, we're looking at a resistance at 508, and then right above it, as we've remeasured out this rising channel support to go from, and I'll show you why I did it like this after I deleted it. Because we know the 508, but now we can actually get a little more evidence here. So we can start after this little recovery and start from down here and go boom, from back here on this wick, and then straight through this wick, and it actually hit straight through this wick, and then we can see it right through here as well, so we can get this next move. This is basically the in between the 508 and the 54 cents. So I like this. 2 blocks away. So during the halving, we had dip a bit, and then to the moon. It's very possible. It's very possible. I mean, it's anybody's guess exactly how it plays out. I'm just saying, it looks like a short-term reversal candle is forming here, even in the 4-hourly. So there's the daily close. The daily at least pulled engulfing to the top side, which is interesting. That is interesting. We'll see exactly how this plays out. I'm excited to see how this plays out. I am. Real talk. But what does everybody think? Do you think we're going to pump? Or do you think we're going to dump after these blocks complete and the halving is complete? I'm curious myself. Yeah, I got this figured out. Look at that. Look at that. It's going to dump. I think nothing really. I think I need to get my popcorn ready. I'm optimistic. Yeah. It's always good to be cautiously optimistic, though. Cautiously optimistic. All right, there I actually got the I got the setup. Look at that. I just got to make sure okay, good. So I just joined it as well. I'm actually, well, not just joined it, but I actually downloaded the Discord, so if anybody's in there talking as well, I'll definitely talk in there too. I'm here because of Bart Simpson and the Blackboard. Yeah, I mean, you definitely could be building that. We know the drop points here as well if this happens. So it's not like we don't know what's going to happen here if it does break down. We're trying to be a little bit of optimism here. A little bit of optimism. But is XRP going to give us a reason? I still think that unless it gets hot here quick, that has a reason to come down here and retest this area at 492, 493 again. This doesn't look like the most appealing setup on the way up. We're just not getting a lot of buy volume. We're just not getting a lot of buy volume. So I'll be interesting to see how this plays out here. Into the halving, we've got Bitcoin down 72 points here to start the close. We just had the daily flip, so to start the new candle. And we're still underneath the very important level. We did have a golden cross. We're retesting right now in the 30-minute time frame. We even had the 50 cross now through as well, the 200. So it's trying to confirm a short-term pattern reversal. And if it does, it's going to shoot right back up to the top of this entire formation, which is technically a bull flag setup. And we know, just like with XRP, this could be nothing more than weekly wicks down, and that bodies could still maintain in the structure and it could still be valid. So it's interesting to see how this actually plays out in the next 48 hours. But I got to go here in a minute because Julie's inside with the kids, and I don't want her to have to hold down the fort by herself right now. I know her son's sleeping, but she's still got the other two kids in. But that's the other thing. I don't think we can just come up here. I think if it's going to come up, something's got to give way here. We still have a double bottom that needs to play out. But in the short term, the reason why I've been so focused on this chart, not this one. And we'll go to XDC real quick, but why I've been so focused on this chart, let me get rid of this. I understand that short-term resistance, but it's because of this. This is the little bit, you can either say it's a bear flag or a small bull flag that formed that to exhaust, you'd have to get up to about 54 cents. So we'll see what happens here. But it definitely, if it falls below this and it falls through, a quick target is 42.98 or somewhere in the 42 cent range. So if that breaches, we know, and the target's going to be shortened here a little bit because we're going from a different area now. We're going from the fact that the rising channel is a little bit, well, maybe it is about the same. What am I talking about? It's a little bit. So 35 cents, 34.9. So as we continue to progress up here, we're still looking at a pretty big drop if it were to break through that 42 cent and some change support. So that's the two targets here if it were to break down in the short term. In the short term. And that would be catastrophic in a way because you really want to hold, one more thing I want to show. You want to hold this formation here. This uptrend's been intact since March of 2020. The downtrending resistance been intact since January of 2018. This formation right here on this uptrending support, this is a pattern that's been together since all-time highs hit. So that's just what we're seeing here. So this needs to hold as well. You don't want to come below this. Otherwise, it opens up the door to a quick drop down to 25. Because then you drop back to the 2015 uptrend. So yeah, make wise decisions here, everybody. I got to go. Thank you for spending the hour with me. I greatly appreciate it. It's been an honor and a privilege. Make sure you hit hashtag Be Better, Do Better in the comments if you made it till the end. And if you're looking to leverage trade or spot trade, make sure you look in the video description below or pinned comments here in the live for BITUNIX. You don't need a VPN worldwide, lowest spot and leverage trading fees that I've found in the USA. And you don't need KYC either unless there's a reason. You know, like depositing or withdrawing from your own bank account, yada, yada, yada. So be wise. Be very, very wise. Oh, XRP Healthcare as well. It's not doing too bad here. It's at 6.6 right now. We're still fighting through the pattern. And we evolved it. And now we've got, this is what I call the expansion. So we could very well be on our way to another breakout here. We've broken into the expansion zone. But see where the X marks? That's where you could have a retest at 5.9. I always look at those and put some stock into it. So basically what you look for is the fact that it's starting to have some momentum building. And then right at the end it comes and boom. Like, you know, something like that. Who's seen these kind of things happen before where it goes and then it's out? Has anybody seen something like this? Oh, better yet. Right? Something like that. That's what I like. I like seeing stuff like that. But this looks like a pennant flag, or like it looks like a very bullish consolidation that was going on here. So we'll see if it in fact does have anything like we're showing here. But I like XRP Healthcare a lot. I have 55,000 tokens staked right now. Started buying it at 1.9 cents. Showed it to the audience the first time at 2.2 cents. Only because it was only a few hours later when I did the live and it had gone up a few. But then it came down after. So some were able to get it back at around that. But it'd be very curious to see what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. Have a blessed evening, everybody. It's going to be exciting to see what happens. I may come on later depending on what's going on in the house. Stay blessed, all.